Hey Virgo, happy May. Okay, today for your reading, I am going to be using the Oracle of the Mermaids deck, along with my own personal deck in app form, the Sparkle and Shine Oracle cards. You can download this deck as well as its app via my website, healwithheatherkristen.com. You can also purchase readings, energy work, and coaching sessions. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the cards that I drew for you are Divine Sensuality, Yamaya, Atlantis, and Coral's Wisdom. Okay. So I want to get, let's see, I'm going to kind of go out of order. So Yamaya, okay. It's getting back to really learn who you were born to be, okay? It's, what I'm picking up with this card is when you came into this life, there was a lot of energetic history from your parents, maybe specifically your mom, but it could be your dad as well. It could be your ancestral chain. It could be numerous generations. It could even be energetically from past lives coming in too. But you have this energy that is kind of surrounding you in this little bubble that's preventing you from being truly and wholly who you are from a soul perspective, okay? So you come into this world, you have all this other energetic baggage from your parents, from your ancestors, and it's really clouding your ability to connect with who you genuinely are. You might have difficulty connecting with your soul. You might have difficulty connecting with your higher self. You may be going through life and you kind of have these desires or these inklings that you want something more, but there's not like any defined path, or you kind of feel lost. Maybe there's times that these situations happen to you and you just feel like, why is this happening to me? There's all sorts of, there could be all sorts of different things going on for every one of you, but it just seems like you're clouded. That's what it feels like. And so it's really important that you start to cut through the ancestral baggage and figure out who you really are, okay? And this can be a challenging process. And it could require a lot of healing work, energy work, things like that. But it's definitely something that you need to start or keep working through if you have already started this process, okay? What's coming up is these two cards that are very tied together, okay? You have a strong history, very strong history of magic and personal power and soul power, and you have a deep history in healing or manifesting or working miracles. It could be different for everyone, but you have so much personal power that is there under the surface, okay? And it ties in with this card. There is so much from past lives that you have, that you've learned, that you're here to share. You're here to share with the world. And you really need to start focusing on where, what, how, what do you connect with? That's going to be your stepping path to finding your end purpose, okay? You are on kind of a teeny tiny path right now. Like they're showing me as like a garden path, and you're kind of in the forest right now. But this path is leading you through the forest, and each little path has a little stepping stone for you to step on. But it's just one at a time, and the forest is really enclosed and quiet and kind of dark right now, and you can't really see where the path is leading you. This is where you have to trust, okay? You have to trust that the doors that open in front of you, the opportunities that present themselves are leading you to a purpose, your destiny, your soul's purpose, okay? So, with that, what is going to help you get there is sensuality. Okay, so this card can be taken in many different ways. Okay, it's not just like sensuality, it's not just sex. It is discovering yourself. Okay, it is discovering your senses. What do what do you love to taste? What do you love to touch? What do you love to see? What do you love to hear? What do you love to do? What do you love to experience? Yes, there can absolutely be a sexuality involved, because a lot of times our sexuality does allow us an opening, and it allows us some creativity. It allows us to really understand ourselves from a very primal based level. So yes, there absolutely could be sensuality involved from that aspect, but it's also your senses. Okay, it is also discovering what really lights you up, what brings you joy and passion and gets you just thrilled about being alive. Okay, and it really has to do with all of your senses. So take time this month to figure out what you love. Okay, what do you really love doing? What do you really love? And it doesn't have to be a career. Okay, and I'm not saying like you have to go find a new career path. No, that's not what I'm saying. What do you love? Whether it's making music, whether it's going hiking in the woods, maybe it's extreme sports, maybe it's coloring with your kids. It can be anything, but if it brings you passion, even learning too, maybe there's learning opportunities and you really want to learn about this or you really want to learn about that. There's tons and tons and tons of opportunities out there for you, as long as you make the choice. Yes, I want to learn. Yes, I want to open myself up to creativity and to learning about myself and finding joy. That's the big thing that my guides are reminding me right now, is to set some intentions for yourself. Okay, so start out the month of May. I intend to find 2 things that I am passionate about. I intend to find 1 thing I am passionate about. I intend to find 20 things I'm passionate about. Okay, maybe that's a bit over the top, but you get my point. Find something that brings you joy, that you love to do, that you find passionate, and do something like that at least once a day throughout the month of May, okay, as you discover. And not every single one of those things is going to be, exactly your soul path, but it might open the door to something else. And you could say, okay, well, this doesn't interest me anymore, so I'm going to jump onto this, okay? And if you jump around and bounce around and don't finish this and, jump over to this without doing that, it's fine, okay? This is you finding your path. You do not have to set expectations for yourself. That is actually the last thing you want to do. Do not set expectations for yourself, okay? Because then you put yourself in a place where you might be disappointed in yourself, and then that kind of creates blocks on your path to finding, okay? Whatever you're doing is fine, is good for you. It's great. If it feels good, keep going, okay? When something doesn't feel right, it feels off, then maybe that's not right for you, okay? But another key thing is, if you do find discomfort in something, it's not necessarily there to dissuade you from your path. It could be there as a fear, ego-based emotion coming up to show you that something needs healing, okay? And as you're going through your past, as you're digging through your past, you might get a lot of those things coming up to be healed, and that's okay. That's something that you can do. Either do it yourself, go through the healing process, start the healing process yourself, or find a healer, therapist, something like that. Getting help from the outside is never a bad thing, okay? If you need additional help, absolutely seek that out. It is not, sometimes I'm jumping around here, but sometimes we're made to feel like getting outside help is a bad thing. It's not. Everyone has different knowledge bases, and you can learn so much from all sorts of different people. So if you need outside help, seek it out, okay? The healing process is a tough one. It is sometimes very confusing, especially when you get started and you're not familiar with spirituality. It can sometimes be very difficult. So go after that process this month. It's time for you to really find out who you are, how much power you have, and start really hunting down your soul's purpose, okay? So we're at 10 minutes now. I am going to jump over to my app. That's my dog, excuse me. Okay, elevate. Okay, this card tells you to elevate your thoughts. Okay, so if you have, this is kind of what I was just talking about. If you have thoughts of, let's see, something, I had a thought and my dog is totally distracting me. I'm sorry. If you have a thought of, this is hard, this is difficult, fearful, anything like that, it's things that need to be healed. And so you can refocus your thoughts on ones that are positive, okay? Because when we manifest things, when we create our reality, and yes, we absolutely create our reality, every inch of it. If we create our reality with thoughts that are negative, that's the reality we're going to have. When we have positive thoughts, that's the reality we're going to have, okay? Now, granted, the universe doesn't create, the second we have a bad thought, it's not going to turn around and say, okay, this is what you're going to get. There's a time lag for a purpose. That's why manifesting can take a while sometimes. Bad thoughts are okay. You work through them and you move on, okay? But the point is, if you're always in bad thoughts, then that's what you're going to create for yourself. And so if you can figure out where those bad thoughts, or I don't want to say bad, negative thoughts are coming from, if you can figure out why you're sad, if you can figure out why you're fearful, if you can figure out why you're envious of your friend, that is going to help you in that healing process, okay? All of these negative thoughts that come up are thoughts that come up to be healed. And that's all part of this healing process to help you work through these emotions from past lives, these traumas from your childhood, things like that, okay? So we can't just think positive and negative. Okay, positive is good, negative is bad. No. Negative thoughts are actually very positive because they help us pinpoint where we need to heal. So take a look as you're going through this month, take a look at where you're putting your thoughts, what your thoughts are, okay? If you see something in your life that doesn't feel good, that doesn't make sense, then what are your thoughts about that thing or about that person? Are they negative? Why are they negative? Do you feel jealousy? Do you feel anger? Do you feel frustration? Why? Where are those thoughts coming from, okay? A big portion of the healing process is asking yourself these questions, okay? Your intuition loves to answer questions, so ask away. Ask, where is this coming from, okay? That's going to be that's a big portion of the healing process is asking yourself where these feelings are coming from. Why do I have them? And a big portion is just working through them. Sometimes you have emotions that you need to get out. Sometimes you need to act in a way that is not the norm to break a pattern. Maybe there are karmic patterns in play. Okay, there's all sorts of different things. I could go on and on and on for hours. I'm not going to, but the point is, it's all part of the healing process, okay? The emotions that come up for you this month, take a look at where they're coming from. Start allowing yourself to discover things about you. Be open to new things. Okay, I'm going to fish that. My dog is annoying. So, sending you lots of love, and I will see you back here in June.